It's mock draft time. We're going to Milwaukee and we're going to Giannis with pick 8 in a 12-team, 9-category mock draft. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball podcast brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com. And you can find me on Twitter as always at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by Jase Medical. Empower yourself when you purchase a Jase case, providing you with a personal supply of 5 antibiotics that treat 50 plus infections. Get yours today at jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free and we are available on all platforms. Okay, so we're doing a mock draft. Yesterday was pick 7. That would make today pick 8. Yes, I'm going to do pick 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. Yes, I am going to do more points leagues mock drafts. Auction drafts, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe we get one more of them. I'm undecided on that one. And Roto mock drafts, I've done one of them. Maybe we throw one more in. We will see how we go. A lot of stuff for me to cover this next week and a half, 2 weeks before the season starts. So that is that. Got some interesting news from Mark Stein. Kyrie Irving's out indefinitely with a groin issue. Jaden Hardy, good last round pick. Out indefinitely means back tomorrow, back in 6 months. It doesn't mean any of those things. It means they don't know, and it shits me that teams are continuing to use that or increasing their use of the term out indefinitely. It confuses things for us. But that is an interesting development. We're going to talk mock draft in just a second. We'll get in there in a sec. But today's episode is brought to you by Jase Medical. I don't want you to use this product. I want you to buy it, but I don't want you to use it because what Jase Medical is, or what the Jase case is, it gives you these 5 life-saving antibiotics. So when, or if, let's say if, disaster strikes, you've got what you need there. You might have the road from your house cut off because of a tree falling, a bushfire, an earthquake, a mudslide, a landslide, a tornado, a typhoon, whatever it is. It might be impossible for you to get medical care and you need it immediately. And one thing you want to make sure you do is you protect yourself and your family in these times of need. The best thing is you buy this and you never use it. That is the perfect result from all of this stuff. You can get it filling out an online form. You talk to their registered doctors. The pharmacy is involved in delivering you the medication. You've got contact with these medical professionals all the way through. And if you ever need it, it is there for you. And you've got that ability to talk to them to say, hey, this is what's going on. Can you, what's going on? And you can go in there and get yourself treated and potentially save a life of you or a loved one. And now you can get $20 off these life-saving antibiotics from Jase Medical by using the code LOCKEDON at checkout at jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's never been a better time to get in and do it. Unfortunately for the Dolphins and their Super Bowl run, Devon Achane, that's how we pronounce it now, yeah? He's out. Rookie of the Year campaign up in dust. So I was right last week to ask old mate Noah about Bijan Robinson winning the Rookie of the Year. He tried to gaslight me off air. I knew, and I didn't know. But anyway, the Dolphins, we're still going to win the Super Bowl, but whatever you want, spreads, money lines, over-unders, props, futures, whatever it is, FanDuel has you covered, and you get those bonus bets too. So go to FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel is an official partner of the NFL, and don't forget to gamble responsibly. And now that will bring us into this mock draft. All right, let's head into this draft, see how everything looks. As I'm picking at number 8, I'm taking Giannis. Hopefully everyone is in here. Let's see how it goes. Interesting. I would have considered LaMelo here, but I'm just anti that 2-game week in the playoffs. So I'm going to be doing Giannis. Let's hope everyone is in this room and ready to go. That would be the aim. I don't know why the draft hasn't started. Oh, no, here we are. We're off. We're running. So, let's see how it all plays out. What did you guys make, if you are watching this at the moment? What did you make of the Chet Wemby matchup yesterday? Pretty sick, yeah? I told you that they're both so good. Oh, my God. Damien, are you here? If you're not, you are going to annoy me. Thank you. So, Jokic, Embiid, Halliburton. This should be Shea, I'm guessing. Yep. Now, let's see what goes on at number 5. I am, as I mentioned, taking the big fella Yanni at my pick. And I would... Doncic goes 5. Okay. I would love to get old mate Sabonis on the flip back around. I don't think I will. So, Sham the Man, I'm pretty sure I saw you in chat. Are you going to make a pick? Am I going to have to be annoyed? No, here he is. He's on. He's ready. We're fired up. We're all ready to go. Come on, big fella. Let's go. Hey. I'm going to reverse that one. Got auto-picked. Let's undo. Make your pick, big fella. Come on, Sham. It says you're in the room, so let's do it. What are we waiting for? It's not that hard. Sham. Chop, chop. Let's go. Oh, you can let it run down twice. Sick. Awesome. Well done. Love it from you. Really good work. What are you doing? Steph goes, and I'll take Yanni there. Figure out what's going on with Sham. You might want to leave a comment. All right, so there we go. So Steph goes at 7. Yanni goes at 8. That's the same top 8 that have gone in, or the order that I've picked. Well, it's not the exact order that I've picked them in these mocks. Kevin Durant goes at 9. Okay, it's fine. This is a really... When you look at every one of these players, right, outside of the top 4, Tatum, sore wrist, new players on his team. Doncic, calf issue, 2-game week. Steph, old. Giannis, Lillard, Durant, injured. Davis, injured. Ball, 2-game week. It's so weird the end of the first round. These are all excellent players, but there's just so many question marks around them. So LaMelo goes at 11. Aravarora. Sorry, I mispronounced that name. I know you're there. Lillard goes at 12. Really good to start off things that way. Sham, what are you doing? If he's not replying soon, I'm kicking him out before we keep going. Trae Young goes at number 13. Sabonis goes at 14. I've got to think about what I'm doing here in my selection. I'm not going to take Kyrie. I know that much. Devin Booker goes 5th. Am I going to get Don Mitchell again? Don Mitchell doesn't make a ton of sense with what I'm doing, though. So who do I take here? This is Anthony Edwards is who I want, actually. Am I going to get him? Is Jay North going to dick me? Ooh, he took the Don. All right, so I'm not massive on Ant Edwards as sometimes where he's going. I've seen go in the first round. But I think that it makes a chunk of sense here. I am getting ready to get this guy out of here, so I'm going to pause this draft in a sec. Is he going to do anything? I'll wait for Jabari to make his pick. He did. All right, old mate says that he's here and he couldn't make a pick. I'll see how we go. Clock's restarted. You got 20 seconds to prove yourself, Sham the Man. Let's do it. He is new to Fantrax. Let's go. Let's make a pick. Pick that green button. Hit it. Let's do it. There we go. We're on. Sham the Man is here. He has redeemed himself. I wish I had that Dumb and Dumber quote ready to go in my head a little bit earlier. Just when I think you couldn't do anything so stupid, you go ahead and totally redeem yourself, Sham. Let's go. But then you pick Carl Towns, so I'm not really a big fan of that. It's not terrible at 19, and this is the frustrating thing about fantasy drafts and what I'm noticing doing all these mock drafts is we go through and we're sitting here and it's like, oh man, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and I hate all these guys. You know how good these players are? And we get to the next one, man, I don't know what to do. It's Butler, it's Kawhi, it's bloody Harden, it's Paul George. Man, gee, what a shit spot. These guys are awesome. But we put so much focus on these first and second round picks that we pick any little thing that we find negative and we turn it into a big blow up situation. Not saying we're wrong to do that, because it is a lot of risk on a lot of these guys, but it's just a weird mental trick that we put ourselves in, where we look and we work ourselves into these guys being shit when they're awesome. And that's why they go that high. It is frustrating though. I've seen this happen a lot as I just keep talking. Towns goes at, whatever he went at, 18, 19. Harden goes 20, Butler 21, Mikal Bridges 22, Darius Garland 23. I've seen him far out, and Markkanen 24. I've seen Garland go at the end of the second round a few times. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think it's probably too early. But when you are chasing assists, you got to chase them. That's the problem with assists. It's why often the punt assists teams do so well, is because they're not chasing assists. I know I'm going to get some good comments on this. What did you guys think of Cam Thomas yesterday? There's going to be the people who go, man, the Nets are just holding him down. He needs to be a starter. They need his scoring. Cool. He's not going to start. He's going to be their ninth man, eighth man. I think he's in the rotation. I said this a week or so ago. But, is he worth grabbing in drafts? Look, I don't really care what you do in the last couple of rounds, but also be aware that when Cam Thomas is on the court, it's the Cam Thomas show, and that does not lead to winning basketball as a general rule. And his teammates and the organization and the coaching staff, guess what they don't like? That. So, we'll see how long it lasts. All right, so Van Vliet goes at the start of round 3. Porzingis, then Cade Cunningham, then Des Bane at 28. Don't know what I'm targeting here. Remember, I am obviously starting with a bad free throw percentage on this team, but that doesn't mean I have to draft bad free throw percentage players. It means they are more useful for me, but it doesn't mean I have to get them. I can actually draft someone who is a good free throw player. I just don't have to target those guys. That said, Bam Adebayo, De'Aaron Fox, they look pretty sexy to me. If I want to keep my assists up, which I do, I'm going to need a point. Oh, Fox goes. That's annoying. I need a point guard. What about... Oh, Paul George at 30. What do I... Kawhi? Kawhi. I've drafted too much Kawhi in these mocks, but I think I might just go away from Kawhi if he's there at 32. You know what I'm going to do? I haven't done it yet. I am taking Wembanyama if he's available. Kawhi... Oh, there we go. Kawhi goes at 31. Oh, no, I can't... Can I prioritize Victor over Bam? I can't... Oh, Jesus. I'm not really in on this, but let's do it. Let's take Wembanyama. Let's take Wembanyama in round 3. And I'm a little worried about some of his efficiency, although obviously yesterday he did fantastically there. And I posted this up on YouTube as a short and over on TikTok and Instagram. That play where I think it was Lou Dort that was driving, and Victor was outside the 3-point line guarding Josh Giddey. Dort drove past, and somehow Wembanyama was able to steal it off him and then get down for the fast break dunk. And people go, well, what's so impressive about that? It was a steal and a dunk. Bro, did you see how far away he was? And the fact that he was guarding a point guard outside the 3-point line and was still able to strip someone at the free throw line at the same time. That's what's freaky about it. And then he did it, and then he was off. That's what was the impressive part of that in terms of what he was able to do. Now, obviously, what is going on? Jaren Jackson hasn't gone. That's strange. I probably should have taken Jaren instead of Victor. I didn't even see that he was still there. Some wilds. Wow, that is crazy. That is. Now, you know that I don't believe in Jaren as an end of first round, start of second round guy. But he should have gone by now. Yeah. Arav, great pick from you. That's crazy. That's really, really low for Jaren. I'm all about getting him at that end second round, start third round area. All about it. Yeah. Realistically, hindsight-wise, with Turner, Brunson, Bam, Jaren, the next 4 picks, they're all much safer picks than taking Wembanyama. I more just wanted to do it because I hadn't picked him in any draft yet, and just to see how it fits into a structure of a build, and I think he makes sense on this sort of team. DeJounte goes 37. I don't love DeJounte this season, but there's your 4th pick, Arav. Really good. And now Monk Monk's done really well here. Siakam in round 4. That is, those 2 guys are 11 and 12 with some real solid values falling to them. It's a very, very strong start. And then Chet Holmgren goes around 4. That is definitely a result of what we saw yesterday. Where, what do you have? Like 20 points in 16 minutes or something like that. He looked pretty good as well. Like I've said many times, he is one of the best rim protectors you will ever see. His rim protection is not shot blocking, his rim protection, which they sort of go hand in hand. Vooch goes at 40. It's my pick. I better stop waffling. I do need assists here. So let's go with, he's not a big assists man, but we're going to take the headmaster. Although he is dealing with a bit of an injury at the moment, we'll slot him in there. He's got a hamstring problem, I believe. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but we'll slide him in there. If you are watching this again, in the comments, who are your favorite late round picks at the moment? For me, you know who it is. I really like getting Derek Lively. I really like getting Kobe White. Asar Thompson, very clearly. And it feels fait accompli that Asar is going to start. And we heard Monty Williams today say that, yeah, if Bojan was healthy, Bojan would have started in place of Burks. So Ivy would have stayed on the bench. And that's sort of the vibe we got a couple of days ago when that first happened. Jordan Poole goes at 42, like that. Mobley at 43, pretty good as well. Mobley's someone else I could have grabbed there instead of Murray, but I just wanted to make sure I snagged some assists in. My free throws, even though I had Giannis, they're up to now 74. That's still uncompetitive, very clearly. But again, it just shows you do have, with the weekly variations, you're not going to lose necessarily every week. If you have other good guys, you don't have to do it. But you're not. People sometimes look at players, and I have been guilty of this in the past, of just thinking that automatically means that you're losing. It's the same way that, I will tell you that one player doesn't automatically win you a category. One player doesn't automatically lose you a category either. You can do things around it. You don't have to, but you can. After Mobley, I didn't even notice Julius Randle. That is too early. Yeah, that is too early. Jaylen Brown goes next at 45. LeBron at 46. Levine at 47. Common questions I'm getting when I'm doing these. Josh, where is this mock draft? It's on Fantrax. How do you do a mock draft? I just create a league and get people to join it. Second thing is, how are you seeing your stats? Basketballmonster.com. We have the live draft tracker that shows you all the projections and how things pan out and how you compare to other teams and all of that sort of thing. So they're those common questions that I'll get asked. Levine at 47, DeRozan 48, and Anunoby 49, Claxton 50. Very good on Claxo. That's very good value. We are coming around to the zone where I go, do I take a flyer on Zion and just go all excitement? Giannis, Edwards, Wembanyama, and Zion. Ooh, no, I can't do it. Damian did it. Damo, you... would have been good, but unfortunately, it's not. Walker Kessler at 52. This is the opposite of the first two rounds where we nitpick every selection and go, I don't want to pick him there. And then we get into round 3 and round 4 and round 5, and half the guys going in round 5, you could make an argument for them in round 3. It's a stacked little bit, and it's part of the thing where I talk about, if we're going to refer back to auction drafts, don't pay too much for the top guys. Get 3 or 4 of these guys here. It's awesome. Trust me. There's more value in doing that, I believe. So after Kessler goes Şengün and Ayton, 4 centers out of the last 5 picks. Very, very common at this point in the draft. Ayton would have been one of my options, but I need those assists. Beal goes, he was top of my list. All right, it is Maxey. Oh, I see. He's not big enough, but he's got to be him, though. What did you guys make of Ben Simmons yesterday? Looked all right. And the other thing, guys, by the way, Dan Gafford's playing today. So that elbow injury that's going to cost him time, it's not. He's playing. So that little... He moved down 20 spots in Yahoo's rankings that happened 2 days ago. Told you there'd be a little bit of room to steal him, and he's back and he's ready and he's playing. I get Maxey at 56, Ingram at 57. I, for sure, thought we'd see Maxey way higher than this, but he's consistently falling into round 5 and round 6, in the 50s and in the 60s. And I'm okay to get him there. Remember, I'm just disregarding free throw percentage altogether. I don't care if they got good or bad. What I wanted to do is get a point guard who can score, who can help me in threes and get some assists, and that's what Maxey did. And my free throws are now at 75. I don't care where they go, but you might look at this team and go, well, if you're punting free throws, why'd you draft Murray and Maxey? Because I don't need to be bad at free throws. I need to be good at other things, and that's what I'm trying to do. The most common pairing in the world. Jalen Williams goes at 58. Josh Giddey goes at 59. And then Drew Holiday goes at 60. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing too outrageous. I would say the Randall pick was probably a little bit too early. I would say that not much else is being super crazy in this one. Apart from maybe some wanker taking Wembanyama in at pick 30. Yeah, but that guy doesn't know what he's doing, so I guess we are okay with that. Pirtle goes at 61. I don't think I've seen Pirtle go that high, and I do like it. Jabari Smith says Gideon Jalen without fail. Without fail. It's nearly every draft. Paulo goes at 62. I would have loved to have been able to draft Paulo this season. I'm not willing to do it at the early 60s, 50s mark. I'm just not willing. I believe that he's very good. I believe he is going to improve. I'm not willing to do it there. And as a general rule, I'm going to always be lower on rookies, and I'm going to be higher on second-year guys because they slide a lot of the time. But that hasn't been the case for Paulo. And, I took a flyer on Wemby. We'll see where it goes. Jay North, what are you doing? Tyler Hero goes at 63. Hey, who saw the ESPN top 100 rank? Obviously, as usual, it's stupid. And the thing that is going to stand out to everybody is RJ Barrett at 71 and Tyler Hero below him. And Derek White not in the top 100. There was someone else absolutely insane that was in that top 100 and shouldn't have been in there. But I don't know who's voting on it. I'm guessing Kendrick Perkins. What do I do here? I think Franz Wagner is my guy, or is it Jarrett Allen? Clock is ticking. Franz Wagner. I don't have small forwards. I don't have another center. I don't have, well, Victor's a center. I'll take Franz. Let's just take Franz there. Jarrett Allen could have been my guy, but Gobert would have been really good, actually. So I want to get a center back on the next pick, whether it's Allen, whether it's Gobert, or whether it's Mark Williams. They're the guys I'm going to hope I get back around. So Brook Lopez goes at 64, then Wagner 65, Cam Johnson 66. I don't really like Lopez there. I just think it's not. He was the number 2 offensive option at times last season, and he is not going to be that this season. Sham the man, having to think about it. Goes with Simons, 67. All right, he's creeping up significantly at the moment. I'm very intrigued to see where Benjamin Simmons goes. The next one is going to be Gafford as well. I'm going to throw him into my queue because I wonder how many people have caught up on the... Who the hell is Tony Gaffney? On the news. So Simons goes, then Vassell goes. How do you think Vassell looked for the Spurs yesterday? It's not bad. Didn't shoot well, obviously. No, but it was so hard to know because Sohan and Keldon both didn't play. So we don't really get an idea of their rotation. But what we do know is that Goldfinger Charlie Bassey was the backup center. And as per usual, he put up very good numbers. That is what he does. And he was good at it, wasn't he? Jarrett Allen goes 69. Good for him. Scott Barnes at 70. Wow, that is late for Barnesy. I haven't seen that. Gobert goes 71. That is very, very strong value. I do enjoy that quite a bit. So Johnny Collins, or I detest that pick. John Collins at 72. I cannot. Rabin, speak for yourself. I don't get it. What's the rationale? Terry Rozier goes 73. Scoot at 74. Scoot has been going in the 90s. He is not doing that anymore, which is something for us to watch. Kuzma goes at 75. Kuzma would have been a nice pick for me. But I want to get one of these bigs. Marky Williams, Danny Gafford. I don't think I'm going to get Mark. I don't think I'm going to pick Dan in this spot. So I believe that he is going to fall more than this. Jeremy Grant goes at 76. Probably about the right spot. You don't really see him. Ooh, Okongwu goes. That's good. Because he wasn't one of the guys. Oh, you're sort of targeting him, but not really. Mark Williams is who I want. We haven't seen the Hornets play yet in preseason, so how he goes there is going to determine a bit of the hype around Mark, I think. Also, no one is in on that as a hype situation because all the people following me and listening to me have been. But you still see things written about where he's a great last round flyer in wherever you look at stuff. And it means it's just not everyone's on board. And that is okay. Not everyone has to be on board. So after I took Mark Williams at 80, didn't really think he'd last to me there. Fultz goes 81, Miles Bridges 82. I think and I'm probably guilty of this as well, I think that Miles Bridges, we're sort of ignoring his suspension. That it's 10 games to start the season. 10 games is not as bad as Ja, but a lot of people are like, well, we just dropped Ja 50 spots, and Bridges were like, oh, we'll just take him around the same spot, which is, I don't know. I don't know why that's happening, but it is. Chris Paul goes at 83, Middleton 84. Ooh, that's... Old mate here, Arav, he's just letting guys fall to him. Drew at 60, Middleton at 84, Jaren at 36. Just really letting some guys fall to him, which is always a W. Tyus Jones goes at 85. Back to my team, I still need assists. So who do I get? Fultz is gone. Tyus is gone. Do I take Trey? Because I do need assists. I am not... Marcus Smart is actually who I want. I've only got flex spots left, so I don't have to worry about positions there. Klay Thompson, 86. It's about right. I'll take... Actually, maybe I do it. Maybe I pull the Ben Simmons trigger here. It is early, though. And I'm not convinced. My projections give me probably 35 spots of value on him in a punt free throw situation. So... that makes it appeal. Jabari Smith at 87. Jabari Smith MVP is going to be absolutely filthy with that. But the Simmons one, it's risky. Would he come back around to me at the next selection? I have doubts. I think that one of these blokes, Rabin or Kuminga, would take him on the turn. Tobias Harris goes, okay, so do I just take Ben? This is tough. I want Gafford as well. Ooh, I don't think I'm going to get both. Screw it. We're taking flyers. Let's take Ben Simmons. It is early. I understand that. And in certain situations... that's early for Zach Collins, 2 at 90. There is a lot of risk in this, but I am at my 8th pick. Oh, there goes Gafford. I'm at my 8th pick, and you will often see a fail rate on 8th rounders as well. Am I justifying it to myself? Yes, clearly. But... we're trying something. We're seeing how we go. We've got to build this team into the strengths that it needs. Now I need some points and assists again with some threes. Maybe Smart is the guy that falls back around to me. Maybe CJ, who I don't love, but if CJ comes back around in round 9, I'm also going to be interested in Asar, but I'm not going to get him, I think he's going to go round 9, which I believe I took him round 9 in a draft a few days ago. Well, there goes Marcus Smart. I'm obviously not getting him. Capella, maybe? Yeah, we'll throw him into the queue. Who else is an option for us? Sadiq Bey, anybody? Draymond Green goes at... there goes Wiggins at 93. Green at 94. We'll always just throw Kobe White into the queue. We will throw Derek Lively into the queue for our later round picks. Wendell goes at 95. I feel like Wendell is pretty strong value around that area. Duran. Why hasn't... he's dealing with an ankle problem. It is not considered serious, which is great news. Let's see what Rabin is going to do here. No, he did take CJ. Okay. That's really good for CJ, I think. Not really good. It's about right. It would have been really good if he left him so I could take him, but he did not. And then he goes Duran as well. What is this? Bloody hell. Trey Jones still available. Trey Murphy. That is early. I'm just very worried about how long it's going to take old mate to return. Ja Morant. That is the right spot for Morant. Good work for you at 99, Damien. Good pick. Would he have been very good for my team? Yes. And I didn't mention him, but I probably would have considered him. Who else is here for me? Anyone interested in Sadiq Bey? I can't wait for Sadiq Bey to be dreadful. And my last round picks of him look terrible, but my player evaluation look great. Bruce Brown at 100. Okay. I don't really have much to say about that. Why is Trey Jones and Rob Williams and Clint Capella were outside pick 100? And that is Mega Porter as well. D'Angelo Russell. That one might work for me. D'Angelo Russell. Brute GP. Oh, he gets autoed on Derek White. What happened, my guy? Sham the Man, you annoyed me early on. Then you annoyed me by taking Gafford. Are you going to annoy me again? I don't even know which pick you would make here that would annoy me significantly. So do I take Trey Jones? He's not in my queue. Well, Josh Hart goes at 102. I wasn't very interested in... No, I want D'Lo. Oh, there we go. Asar goes at number 9 or round 9. I'm going to take D'Lo. All right. And then whoever's getting Capella here, which I probably should have done, is a absolute theft level move. There it is. 108 for you, Tetties. Taste Clint Capella. Good stuff. Enjoy it from you. Dinwiddie at 107 doesn't excite absolutely anybody at all. There are people who will believe that Dinwiddie will end up on the bench and Cam Thomas will start. I am not one of those people, but I guess we still don't know, do we? Dinwiddie 107. Melton 108. Okay. I'm not loving that one. Healed at 109. That's pretty good. So Rob Williams, Trey Jones, Yusuf Nurkic, Mitchie Robinson. Is that one? Maybe. Probably. Mitchell Robinson. Matherin's always going to go in my queue. I love him as a late round pick. Ivy and Quickly. Oh, I don't know about that. In round 10, there's a lot of other guys around. I'm not sure about that. Robbie Williams? Yeah, Ivy looked pretty good coming off the bench, but the bench does cap his ceiling. Gaz Trent. Oh, I actively dislike that one as well. So what do I do here? Do I get the assists that I need, or do I boost the blocks? I'm going to just stick in Mitch there. All right, Mitchie Robinson gets my blocks, rebounds, field goals up. Obviously hurts a few other categories, but I think we're going to be okay-ish. Okay-ish. I don't like what it does to my points. So who can be a scorer on the way back around? Well, that's where Matherin comes in. That's where Kobe White comes in on the way back around. Rob Williams could have been an option for me there instead of Mitch Robinson. But Mitch took it from there. So, PJ Washington goes at 114. Nurkic 115. Very strong options there. We start to get into a situation where we do run out of centers pretty quickly here in this area. Guys, I'm very much souring on Shaedon Sharpe, by the way. I don't think he's going to start. I don't know if he gets enough touches, and I don't know if he does enough outside of scoring to be worth anything outside of... Well, there he goes. I don't think I like it there in round 10. If round 11 and round 12 do it, I'm not sure about him there. I think there are other better options around, like Matherin, to me, is a significantly better option than Shaedon Sharpe for this season. Significantly better. But it's all good for me. You've seen the hype cool off on Paul Reed, so he's starting to slide. Good. It's good. We want him to slide. Valanciunas goes at 118. Trey Jones, 117 before that. Keegan Murray, 119. That's all really good there, I think, for all three of those players. And now Rabin takes Steve Adams. Well, Steve Adams is always a good option for my team too. Rabin, you had strong free throws, and now you won't. So that was an interesting decision from you. But, we make moves sometimes that help us in other areas. But help your rebounds and help your steals a little bit as well. So you took Matherin, you absolute arsehole. Russell Westbrook goes at 122. Aaron Gordon, 123. I'm going to probably pull the Kobe White trigger. Do I think Kobe White's going to be awesome? No, I don't. But I just want to have a crack at a guy that might get starters minutes. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he plays 26 a night as a starter. I was very impressed with his last 30 or 40 games of last season. I think they got him an absolute steal of a contract, and surprised they're using him this way, and I hope they use him more. I thought he looked good. And that's where I'm putting some faith. Jordy Clarkson goes at 11. We're going to start to see Keontae George and Chris Dunn and Colin Sexton go. If I don't get White, maybe I'll take Sexo. But I feel more confident in White being a starter than I do in Sexton, which is part of my... Ooh, there goes Paul Reed. Which is part of my decision-making at this stage. We've got 2 picks to me. So White... Rob Williams still there. That is interesting. Mike Conley goes at 127. Sexton 126. Okay. So, okay. Let's take Kobe. Let's take Kobe there. Just wanted to boost a bit of scoring, get some assists into my team. I'm pretty okay with the big man stuff. I got really strong field goals to back it up, especially compared to everyone else. Well, that's not true. Rebay's got very strong field goals. This is the thing. Well, you look at the greens on the draft tracker. Rebay's got this amazing green at 50.6 and Kuminga's at 50.7, and my team looks, worse, but they're at 50.3. Like, it's nothing, man. These guys are all so close to each other. Oh, no. I got Sadiq Bade. I got depressed penis. So after Kobe White went Rob Williams, which I like. Sadiq Bey, sure. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. I don't even like him anyway. He's ugly. Smells. Denny Avdia goes at 131. Will I tell you projected standings after this is done? Yes, Monk, I will go through it. But with the absolute caveat is that it doesn't actually mean anything. Because, again, projected standings we go through, and it looks at even the smallest margin will give you a victory there, when in reality, over 50% of categories aren't decided each week. And that's about how you manage it. So what do I say? Don't over-index the importance of a draft. It's good. It doesn't win you shit. You need to be in a good position, but you need to make moves during the season. Have a little bit of luck as well. And projected standings might put you in a little bit of a false hope. It gives you a good idea of the shape of your team and sort of where you sit amongst others, but it doesn't determine everything, especially when, if you are following my advice, you're taking flyers in these last few rounds, like Chris Dunn and Brandon Miller, who I don't think is going to work out, Brandon Miller, and Dunn very well might not work out either. But that's what we do at this point in the draft. Now, Derek Lively is still there. Does that make any sense for me? Or do I just fully lean into Bulls fandom? Ron Barrett just went. Okay, let's do it. Let's take old Pat Williams. Some defensive stats, maybe some offensive upside. Lively, we'll see if he swings back around. Interesting that Jaden McDaniels is still there and Keldon Johnson. I probably should have taken the horse there. There goes Jaden at 139. Or Lively going at 138. Sorry, don't get him on the way back. Get hard for me to be very critical about any of these picks. I'll just give you more of an idea of, do I think it's value or do I think it's got a chance of panning out? So Herb Jones when it started around 12. Is it value? Maybe. Is there upside? Not really. Miller, all upside, not going to work. Dunn, upside, probably not going to work. Barrett, I don't get it. Williams, one of the best picks you'll ever see. The manager's a genius. Derek Lively goes with the next pick. Is it going to work out? On the fence, I like it. Jaden McDaniels, solid in terms of value for where you got him, but is he going to break out? I have doubts. Zubats. People have a very, very different opinion of Ivica Zubats than me, and I used to be one of the biggest Zubats fans. Someone told me, man, he's going to get 30 minutes every night. He will not. I will categorically tell you that Zubats will not play 30 minutes a night. Last season, they had no backup centers, and he didn't play 30 minutes a night. And now they have Mason Plumlee. It is going to be closer to 24-24 than it is 30-18. Zubats is fine, but to me, there is almost no upside. Keldon Johnson goes at 141. Raptors starting point guard legend Dennis Schroeder goes at 142. Very good. If you can get a starting point guard at 142, even if he's not particularly good, which is Dennis Schroeder, it's nice. Amen Thompson goes at 143. I think he's awesome. I want to see him play today, but I don't know what's going to happen. Obi Toppin 144, that is going to trigger somebody to take Jarris Walker, and I think Rabin might do it. I think he's going to back him up, although he went 2 paces in a row. This is an interesting thing, and I don't say this to call the person out, because I don't know what his name was or whatever, but it's more for those of you in Dynasty or any trades, is that we all see things quite differently. Great. But I made a comment saying I think Amen Thompson is the best prospect on the Rockets, and someone said, you're absolutely crazy. It is definitely Jabari Smith. And I said, what? But someone believes that. And that means there are multiple people that believe that. I firmly believe Amen Thompson is the best prospect on this team. And to me, it's not remotely close. But someone else is massively high on Jabari as the best prospect on this Rockets team. I'd venture that Jabari might be the 4th best prospect on this team. Behind Thompson, Şengün, Jalen Green. But someone thinks he's number 1. So when you're doing drafts and trades, and if you're out there league voting because something's unfair, just be aware that people think differently. Al Horford goes, okay, no upside there, but whatever. Kyle Anderson, Naz Reid, Jeremy Sohan. I really want to see how they use Sohan, and I'm pissed that we didn't see it yesterday. I am... Jarris goes at 151. He would have been a very, very, very nice pick for me. I think what I want to do here is take Dracaris LeVert. All right. Does LeVert have upside there? Yeah, he actually does at 152 as the primary backup point guard. Christian Wood at 153. I don't think he's going to play enough, unfortunately. Maybe with injuries, yeah, but he's just... He's shit house, number one, and I don't think he's going to get enough to do. Isaiah, why? Okay, Pistons fans, you ready for me to shit on you guys? Why are the Pistons so invested in this bloke as their starting power forward and benching Jaden Ivey when you could just put Boyan at the 4? What is the appeal of this guy? What do they think he's good at? Vibes? Hustle? What's the point? I do not get why they are absolutely just committed to this guy. It is foolish. Maybe Stewart will prove me wrong. Maybe. But I doubt it. Bogdanovic goes 155. That's Bogdan. Kevin Huerter goes 156. I would hate taking Kevin Huerter in round 11. And in round 13, if you've taken a couple of upside swings, which he has with Avdir and Miller, good. Brogdon goes at 157. Similar way this guy's done his round 11 through 14. I feel, Arav, apologies to you, that you are drafting for the draft tracker. Because Boyan Bogdanovic round 11, Herb Jones round 12, Herder round 13, Brogdon round 14 gives you like a solid enough looking team. But there is no upside in any of those old farts. It is my turn. I better stop talking. Norman Powell, Killian Hayes. I'm going to get to that in a sec. The Prestige Penis Grade A Dick. And now it is my pick. What do I do with this final selection? No one's in my queue. The time is running down. 12 seconds. Who am I going to... You know what? I mentioned it before. Kyrie's groin injury. I don't know what that means. Let's take Jaden Hardy just for that Kyrie news. Killian Hayes. 7 assists, 5 steals, first Pistons game. Look great. I just don't know when he's going to play. Their guard rotation. Cunningham and Asar are likely going to start. I would guess that Monte Morris, Alec Burks, and Jaden Ivey come off the bench. Where the hell does Killian play? Does Morris not play at all? Where does Killian fit in? I think he's quite a good player. Defensively, he's awesome. Offensively, questions, obviously. But where does he fit in? That's part of my concern. 162, Gordon Hayward, 163, Kevon Looney, 164, Grant Williams. So all of these ones, they're all going to look pretty solid when you look at projected standings. They're going to be, this guy, you got 160, he's 140th best player. That doesn't matter, I don't think. That's why I wanted to make, again, another point. Take Hardy. If Kyrie's out the first 2 weeks, week of the season, maybe I'll get a top 90 player for 2 weeks. I don't think I'm getting that with Grant Williams or Kevon Looney. Maybe I do get it with Gordon Hayward, so I'm not going to shit on that one too much. Tari Easton there at 165. But again, it's going to make my team look worse in standings because I went for the upside swing there. And much like Kuminga did, getting Kuminga. Good work. Kuminga, I think Draymond might be ready opening night. And it's going to be hard to find enough minutes for Kuminga in general. But go for it. Why not? So let's go through my team. I started with the big fella, Yanni. Obviously, because this is a Giannis mock draft. Anthony Edwards in round 2. Wembanyama round 3. Tried something different. Jamal Murray, the headmaster, at 4. Tyrese Maxey round 5. Wagner 6. Mark Williams 7. Ben Simmons 8. D'Angelo Russell 9. Mitchie Robinson in 10. Kobe White 11. Pat Williams 12. LeVert 13. And Jaden Hardy round 14. I'm going to go and bring up the analysis monster over on Basketball Monster, which probably gives you a little bit better results than the overall projected standings in Draft Tracker. It gives you more flexibility to adjust things in that. After you finish the draft, Draft Tracker is good while the draft's going on, obviously, but Analysis Monster on Basketball Monster gives you a little bit more information, I think, when you're trying to figure out what to do, and it gives you great stuff in terms of games limits and things like that. So have a look at that team. Rebay comes in number 1, followed by Old Mate, Auto Pick Legend, Sham the Man, me at 3, Rabin 4, Big Fundamental 5, Shengun Bag. Who's that? Someone who changed their name in the middle of the draft? I don't know. So bad luck. BRTGP, Jay North, Kuminga, Shay to Shay, someone else that changed their name. I don't know what teams these are. Free Palestine and Damien 6. I don't know who Free Palestine is either. So, sorry, I don't know what team you are because you changed your name after the draft started. Cool. That's how the team looks. Tell me what you guys think about it, and we'll go from there. All right, let's flick this out of here. Follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, on Stitcher. No, not on Stitcher. Josh, stop it. YouTube, thumb it up. Leave those comments down below. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.